Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for joining me once again. You are always most welcome. Well, today, an interesting kit from the Ukraine, from Roden this time. And it's a 1/35th scale truck, loaned to us by a good friend David. He's a big truck enthusiast. And it's a KRAZ 255B Soviet truck, but used by Ukraine as well, of course. So, it's quite a big kit this, and it's, yeah, I get the feeling there's quite a lot of plastic in here. Thought we'd have a look at it. It's their kit number. Do they have a number? Do they even have a number? No. They just call it 255. Alright, let's have a look at it anyway, without further ado. Interesting artwork on the front. And it comes with check markings as well. Obviously these were used. Oh, it has a East German markings, Soviet markings, or Czech markings actually in the box, interestingly. So, oh, Hungarian as well. Hungarian, Soviet Union, yeah, we'll skip over there. Right, let's have a look at what we have. Roden seem to be very carefully packing, perhaps it's a bit overboxed, because they've sort of put a lot of packing in the side, which is a good thing. Well, somebody has. Somebody sensible has decided they don't want it flying about. Is it a resealable bag? I've got a nasty feeling it is not. I think this might have to be resealed at a later date, this one. Yeah, okay, well, I'll have to put it open then. First things first. Is this a resealable bag as well? Or is this not either? Oh, it would seem not. Oh, I'm going to have to use my knife today. I think I need the ruler as well, so you'll have to bear with me. A trusty ruler's coming out. That's when we try to get it straight. We do our best. Okay. Now then. So, we get a good write-up with it. So it says... actually the write-up is so long we could be here for, I think I won't be reading all this, I'll just see if I can give you the flavour of it. Designed in the mid-50s, KRAZ truck was produced in large quantities and a very important role in the Soviet armies. Used right across the USSR, many applications, from truck, radar carrier, has a wide profile, can have additional fuel tanks, can be used as a fuel bowser, etc, etc, etc. Some stuff about a certain federation which we won't talk about. I think it's performance data at the end. So, and these have been used basically since the 50s and are still in use today, essentially. Just a workhorse truck. So, it has, does it say the engine? Didn't spot that. Powerful engine. I think it's a petrol engine. Had a approved fuel tank, approved power in the 1960s, 70s. Used by countries all over the world, including Ukraine. Yeah, it's a petrol engine. So it's got 14,866 cc, 14 litres. I don't know, it's not 14 litres, surely. That can't be right. 240 horsepower. 11 tonnes empty it is. 11 tonnes, good lord. It's quite a beast, isn't it? Right, anyway. Oh, some wire or string or something. Let's have a little look at this then. Let's bring you in. So we've got a big sprue map here. It's a little bit Great Wall. It's got a bit Great Wall hobby on us. The instructions falling apart. Right. Okay. So what we do here is we start off with our wheels and tyres, which are pretty sure we've got rubber wheels and plastic. Sorry, rubber tyres, plastic wheels. Going to build up our wheels and tyres, and we're going to build up our fuel tank, suspension. We've got our sort of transaxle differentials, wheel hubs and brakes, building up all these differentials that are going to connect, of course, transfer box, and I think that is the transfer box, isn't it? And putting our wheel in here, building up the engine, gearbox. I mean, they make it look quite simplified. I've got a feeling it's going to look more detailed than the way it's been shown in the instructions, but it shows all the drive belts here and fan belts and things. So it's actually a V8. Okay, so it's a V8, didn't make that very clear. Then you're going to build up your chassis. It's quite part heavy, isn't it? You're going to build up your radiators, then you're going to build up all your leaf springs, fitting it all into your chassis rails, and obviously bringing the two chassis rails together. Then we've got our drive shafts to the transfer box and the differential, and you've got the winch. That's what the cotton's for. It's for the winch, in fact. And then we've got our exhaust system with the silencer box, and then you've got the various drive shafts going from the transfer box in the middle to the differentials for the third and fourth axles, and then you're bringing in all these other parts like the mudguards and the fuel tanks together, mounting them all to the chassis. And then we're going to build up our sort of crew compartment, the internal compartment, and you've got all these sort of box sections to create, and the fittings for the floor, including all the mudguards underneath and the chassis rail fittings. Then you've got your main compartment with your floor and your sides going in, and there's going to be like a bench seat. There's like a folding bench seat that goes down either side, a rudimentary indeed. Then we've got our cabin details with all the seats. So it has like one big main seat, and then it has like a twin passenger seat, driver's seat and the passenger seat. Doors, windscreen, instruments panel, bringing in your attaching the doors on the roof and building in the main cab itself with the back wall, fire extinguisher, steering wheel, etc. Windscreen wipers, and then at the end you bring it sort of all together. Not unlike an ICM kit, you're going to bring in your covering in your engine with all the cowlings and the bonnet, radiator protector. Your cab top comes down on top of the spare wheel, and then your actual wheels are going to come in and be attached to the chassis there, and that's kind of it. Now it does show a tarpaulin, which I'm a bit confused about. In the artwork it shows a tarpaulin over it, so I don't know whether we get the option to do that or not. Doesn't seem to show it to me. Can you see what I mean? If I show you the artwork, it's clearly got a tarpaulin over the top, but I don't see that in the instructions, so that's a little bit confusing. Anyway, let's just move on and have a look at the parts. So we've got some decals, as I said. Sorry, I just realised the instructions out separately. I want to go back in there. Yeah, so instructions there. How to cut open our bag here. Now, I've never seen a Roden kit before, in fact. I don't think I have. No. I've known, or have I? Or have I? Well, if I have, I've probably only seen more. Anyway, they're not something I'm very familiar with, that's all. I want to just cut this bag as most efficiently as I can. You can release the nets. And I'll just reseal it later on. Pop that over there. And let's have a crack at this. It's a big old bag. A lot of plastic. So, now I've heard great things about Rodens, things like their tyres and things. Yes, I can see why. This looks good. This looks very, very good. So this is our tyre. Now check this out. Not only is it got great tread, it's also got, and I need my magnifiers, and I don't know where I've put them. Where did I put my magnifiers? No, there they are. Please bear with me a moment, folks, while I just look at this. Yes, it's actually got the tyre size on it engraved in the side, and they've done this beautifully, and it's got the directional arrows on it. I'm trying to figure out if it's got the manufacturer's name or not. It's certainly a very, very high standard of moulding, that. I don't know if you can see this, if I can get it in close. Just the amount of detail that's on there. Yeah, you see the directional arrow at the top there. And then on this side it's got the size detail is actually engraved in it. That's a really excellent bit of work, to be honest. That's impressive. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. 7 of those. Then we've got our wheels here, complete with our centre sort of axles. So you've got the wheel rim and the centre spokes, I should say. We've got several of those. And then we've got some more here with the spokes. It seems that Roden want to do everything on very small sprues, actually. There are multiples of them thereof. And they are multiples, so we'll switch over them. We're seeing that one as well. Yeah, it's interesting actually. I would say that they're a little bit softly moulded. They're a little bit Tamiya-like compared to, say, ICM on these vehicles, if I'm fair. Yeah, it's just a little bit softer looking somehow. Very nicely done. Look at that. We've got our little mud guards here, which is nice. 2 of those. Then we have got fuel tank. Again, just looks a little bit soft. A little bit Tamiya-like, or maybe even softer than Tamiya, if you know what I mean. If you can pick that up, really, on the camera. Yep, and that's another duplicate that we've already seen as well, isn't it? There's quite a few duplicates. Now, I have to say that there's a bit of flash creeping in, quite a lot of flash on their mouldings. Can you see that? That's very flashy. Now I don't think that these are particularly new kits. I think it's a number of years old, this one, which would explain it possibly. You've got a nice big bonnet there. And the doors. You can see the difference in terms of moulding quality between this and ICM, can't you? There is a bit of a gulf, and as I say, it's softly moulded, and yet we have got quite a lot of flash pop cropping up from time to time. But it's not bad. You've got nice there, the radiator protector at the front. It's quite impressive. Again, a little bit of flash creeping in on that window, haven't we there? Here's a detailed one. It's got radiators on it and things, and fans, etc. Nicely moulded, but again, quite a lot of flash here. If you just look there, see the flash all around here, all flashy, quite nasty. Some fine stuff as well though, in fairness. Clear parts are not in a bag of their own, which is a horrible mistake, and consequently, sure enough, you can detect a few scratches, can't you there? Why would they do that? That was silly of them, wasn't it? Yes, it's yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's not bad. It's just a little bit inconsistent. There's a lot of flash creeping here and there. It's like, to me, that's the worst of all worlds. You've got quite a bit of flash and you've got soft moulding, so it's not particularly sharp, which you might accept more with flash. You're kind of getting 2 things you don't want. I mean, it's making Tamiya look sharp, I think, in terms of the moulding quality. But it's not terrible. It's got some character, you know. Got chassis rail again. A lot of flash though. A lot of flash creeping onto these parts. It's Yeah, you can tell it's an older moulding, this. Not a deal killer, you know, it's not horrendous or anything, but I think that the detail, look at the detail of these universal joints, look how basic it looks. It's not really, it doesn't really look like a universal joint, does it, when you've seen those ICM ones recently, which have got, you know, the knuckles of the universal joint are really detailed, yeah? So, yeah. Yes, I'm not that enamoured, actually, if I'm honest. Sure, I'm going to be rushing out to buy any Rodens after this. And then we've got another one here. Again, little bits of flash creeping in here and there. But it's a very competent model, you know, there's a lot of detail and stuff, and it's big. I just think at 35th scale, something this scale, it's a bit... It looks a bit old, it looks a bit outdated, really. Don't think it's going to get 10 out of 10, to be honest. Not this one, not this one. It makes you realise how good ICM are and how far they've come, really. I mean, the tyres are the best thing, the tyres are beautiful, really like those. Looked at them first, I thought, oh, this is going to be a fantastic kit, but the rest doesn't quite live up to that standard, I'm afraid. It's a bit crude in places, to be honest. Not terribly impressed. I'm going to get this back in the bag, to be honest. It's going to be a bit of a blooming challenge. It really is. Right. Can we do it? I'm going to buy myself some time while I'm doing this, while I'm thinking about what to give it as a score, because it's kind of difficult. I think I like it. At some levels I like it, at some levels I really don't like it. Just think that they've tried to... maybe it'd be better if it didn't have so many parts, in fact. If they cut the part count down a bit, it might have benefited the kit. I don't feel the quality is high enough to have a lot of fine parts. You know, I mean, that's not a great sprue, I've got to be honest, that looks very crude, that one. This feels very oldie-worldy to me, this does. So, yeah. I think there we are, we got there. Right, those tyres are beautiful, got to be honest, I really like them, but the rest, not so sure, I think it's 8 out of 10, to be honest. Which I think is fairly generous. I'm not sure it would merit any higher than that. I think that instructions are okay. But there's something about the instructions as well that made it look like it was going to be kind of a softly moulded, simple finish to the parts, and they were actually quite accurate in the way they depicted everything. So it's an 8 out of 10 from me there. I think that's probably fair. There's, I mean, look at all the flash that's fallen out of it. It's incredible. It's just not like a modern kit, is it? I guess it isn't. You know, we've had Matchbox March. We've talked about the Matchbox kits not having flash, and that's one of the appeals of the Matchbox, was that back in the day they didn't. You know. Here though, we've got a few problems. So that's where I'm at. I mean, it's 8 out of 10 from me. I think that's the best I can offer it, really. Not sure I'd rush out and buy a further Roden kit, really, or want to review more Roden kits. Didn't feel like it was up. You think about the manufacturers in Ukraine we have, you know, obviously ICM, and we've got Dora Wings and Models Fit, and I mean the names just go on and on and on, don't they? So many names. I've forgotten them all already, but there's dozens of them. And they're so good, you know. Is A Model, not another one? They just go on and on and on, but I don't really think that was too impressive, the Roden. You can certainly make something of it. You're just going to have to do a lot of cleaning up on it. That's all. But I don't want to be too harsh because it's it's competent. Just lacks finesse. Anyway, that's where I'm at. Hope you'll give me 10 out of 10 with a thumbs up. Thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and if you have, don't forget to ding the notification bell and select the all option. And we'll have lots more coming through for you in the near future. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, stay well, stay safe. Thanks very much. I'll see you soon. In the meantime, bye for now.